All right, class is in session. Another chapter of Atomic Attraction. Great book, long book. We're almost done with it. This one's going to be on handling jealousy. This is a great one. I had to take a little time off. Got a little abdominal injury this weekend playing soccer. Play almost every day. But anyway, yeah, handling jealousy can expose the man you are and the woman you are. But, typically I try to teach men. And if you have abandonment issues, if you're insecure, if you're beta, and those are the guys that scare me. The beta guys that are jealous, damn, they're dangerous. They are. They really are. And that's why I have several videos on, men who lashed out and either killed their wives or killed another man. And I just did a video last week on a friend. I lost a friend to it. Louis LaPera, may he rest in peace. I love that man. And, he was killed. I did 2 videos on it by a jealous man who didn't know how to handle his anger and his insecurity. Beta as hell. And he probably picked the gunfight because Lewis is a strong dude. Lewis was big and strong, and he knew that he couldn't win, so he brought a gun. And, and it's like a sucker punch, Lewis didn't know he was bringing a gun. But anyway, and Lewis raising his daughter. So anyway, go check out that video. But handling jealousy is chapter 52. Handling jealousy. Never underestimate the power of jealousy and the power of envy to destroy. Oliver Stone, absolutely. Men and women all experience jealousy to some degree. We just experience jealousy in different ways. For example, women, and I said this before, women are more likely to feel jealous if their man, if their romantic partner falls in love with another man. Exactly, because they're going to lose the resources. That goes back to women need men. We don't need women, but we do need to protect our women for paternity, right? So we don't want our women having sex. So, but women lose their man when he falls in love with another woman. So, I did a video just recently on a man who was trying to, basically minimize his affair, and he was saying, "Honey, it was only emotional." Well, that's almost worse for a woman. It actually is worse for a woman because that kicks in her jealousy that she's going to lose you and lose all her security. And he was a beta male provider, which is even worse. Okay. Men are more likely to feel jealous if their romantic partner has sex with another man. Exactly. So if your woman has sex with another man, this is more bothersome to men. And that goes back to paternity. That's why we don't like our woman having sex with anybody else. It's discussed this. This is a key difference between the sexes. If you think your girlfriend or wife is interested in someone else or another man has shown interest, or another man has shown interest in your woman, it is natural to feel jealous. In psychology, this is known as mate guarding. So, and I've even said, if you think your woman is having an affair, she probably is. And if you think another man has shown interest in your woman, well, if you have a cute woman, if you don't, then you're not going to care. But if you have a cute woman, other men are showing interest. You can't worry about it. Other men are going to show interest. I mean, you just. If when you're in a healthy relationship, when you're in a relationship where you're king daddy and you're leading properly and you're having an abundant life and you're not jealous because you're king daddy to that woman. When I was in my 304 phase, or if you're spinning plates and you have other options, I used to run either 3 to 5 in a rotation. Normally I'd have one solid and then maybe one solid second. And then, 2 or 3 others that were kind of in the background, And if you got, 3 to 4 girls, and again, the 2 are going to be kind of solid. And then, your third and fourth are going to be like, once a month. They kind of come around. But, they're having some type of rotation as well. And you kind of know that, So anyway, So anyway, let's continue here, which describes so mate guarding describes the defensive response that is triggered when facing sexual competition. It is normal to mate guard It is normal to want to protect your woman from other men, but knowing how to protect a woman the right way is what separates the attractive man from the unattractive man. And I have to take I have to take a little bit of umbrage with the book. It's great. I mean, it's great information. He's right. Like, it is. Everyone's gonna feel some jealousy here and there. But again, if you're living an abundant life and you're king daddy or you got some rotations going, um, you know, we can't say that we're not emotional creatures and we just can't. We're going to turn to stone and we're not going to care at all, whatever. But it shouldn't rock you. It shouldn't put you on your butt so you act like a weirdo. Um, that's why I say, the jealousy needs to be minimal. Either you're spinning plates, like shout out Rolla Tomasi. You're spinning plates. You've got options. You've got a rotation. You got 2 or 3 girls. So if you got 2 or 3 girls, you've got options. So if one falls off, you can pick another one up. That's one of the best ways. If you're just if you don't have a solid woman in your life, just spin plates. If you're non-exclusive with them, that's the best way to go until they've earned that right to be exclusive. And you should be with them at least 6 months to a year, minimum a year, I'd say, to even talk about exclusivity. And they should be banging you a lot, and you should be king daddy to them. They should be investing in you. Okay. The attractive man from the unattractive man. If you believe your girlfriend or wife has cheated on you or is about to cheat on you, those initial feelings of hurt, jealousy, and anger can be overwhelming. The natural response, and that's true, they are overwhelming. Now, if you suspect your wife has cheated on you, normally she has already, okay? And my advice right then, and I give specific advice on that. We don't deal with cheating women. You immediately break up with that woman. You first, and I have a 3-point rule because this has been so serious that men have lost their lives at this. If you suspect your wife is cheating, she normally is. What you always do is you reach out to a trusted friend, and you reach out to a friend who's dealt with this before, or a brother or a family member, someone that you trust that has dealt with infidelity. He can do a little digging, okay? But you lean on him. You're going to need emotional support. If that has happened, normally that does rock you, and I won't deny that. Okay, no matter how abundant life you're living, this and that, if your wife or girlfriend is cheating on you, it's hardcore. So get you a buddy, get you a friend, get you a counselor. If you can't have a buddy or a friend that you trust, get you a counselor. You need to be talking to someone that you trust that can tell you how to, because you're not going to be able to emotionally move properly in that situation. You're going to need help. You're going to need someone to be your kind of emotional buddy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. But you first breathe, okay? You take a minute, breathe. It's going to be okay. Life does go on. This is only it's only temporary, like everything else in life. It's going to be temporary. It will pass. You get that trusted friend, therapist, pastor, whoever it is, family member that's been through this, and help them, explore your way through it. You then protect your finances. Go get all your credit cards. She's on them. Cancel them. If you have a bank account that's joint, get the money out. Get her off of that. All that. You do that all secretive. If hopefully she hasn't found out, and you protect your money. Go get an attorney right away with that friend. He's going to help you. But that's how you do it. Okay. So at first goes breathe. Second, get that trusted friend. Third, protect your money. Fourth, then get your lawyer and start getting things in order. Have a plan. Okay. It's when you feel those anger feelings, it's to feel like destroying the man destroying the man, submitting to your emotions. So yeah, if you decide to destroy the man, that's submitting to your emotions, right? And that'll never help. It's not that person's fault. You might want to kick that guy's butt, and trust me, I've been there. I've been there several times in my life, at least 3 times, if not more, just rocked by women. And it's my own fault. I was beta back in the day. I had to kill that guy, kill the beta, right? Figuratively, obviously. But there's nothing positive is going to come from doing harm to someone else. It's your girl's fault, and the fact that whatever happened in your relationship and you didn't see it or whatever, that becomes your fault. It's okay. Learn from it, grow from it, get better from it, get in that gym, get jacked, use it, go chase that bag, use it as motivation. I'm going to go, I did every time. I got better in those situations. A fire grew under me to want to go kick some butt, and let this woman know you lost something, and that's in me all the time, but it just got even bigger when that happened, anyway, we'll do nothing. Yes. And you'll want to, because you'll want to you want everything back the way it was. Like, what the, maybe you didn't see it coming. It's like, what the hell happened? And, you want to, break somebody's arm, or you want to kill somebody, whatever. You want to smash a window. None of that's going to help. None of that's going to help. You just got to know this is temporary. It will pass, and use that energy, use that negative energy to turn positive. Go chase the bag, get in the gym, go just, now you got time, but you got to break up with that chick. You cannot deal with a woman who's cheated on you. You have to, and if she wants to crawl back, she can crawl back, but 99.9 times out of 100, it don't work out, okay? I'm just letting you know, and you don't want to deal with that, because you're always going to remember the time she cheated on you. You will. Let's see. Nothing to solve problems. Those feelings of jealousy, will go away. You must remember that jealousy is a temporary emotion. Absolutely remember that 100%, because it is such a such a normal emotion. It is impossible to eliminate jealousy altogether. Well, kind of, sort of. If you're well put together, you can do that. Okay, if you have a good relationship, there is no jealousy. It is important to know how to handle jealousy properly, so you don't kill attraction and turn a woman away. Case study 39. So case study 39, you've got, you've got Glenn and Hope. And Glenn and Hope are on vacation. They're on holiday. And Glenn sees Hope texting all day. And so what's he do? And don't do this. I'm telling you, what do I always say? Don't snoop. When you snoop, you already know, okay? Now, in this scenario, they make it where Hope is texting a dude named Kevin. When he goes and looks, she goes to take a shower, and what's he do? And this is what a lot of guys do. Oh, she's gone. They do it. That's about the only place they don't take their phones, and some do, in the shower. If they have, waterproof phones now. But anyway, because a lot of girls are doing some bad stuff on there. But anyway, but if she thinks you're King Daddy, she won't. If you that guy, she ain't cheating on you. If she's cheating on you, you ain't that guy. So she's doing you a favor. I know it's hard to hear, but she is. Okay? But anyway, going back to the case study 39, it says jealousy loves insecurity. And so Glenn and Hope is texting all night, and like I said, she goes to take a shower, and Glenn goes behind her and starts to snoop. And he sees that she's been texting a guy named Kevin. And then the next day, she's texting again. And so then he approaches her and says, I don't need you texting all day. Don't be texting. If you're telling a woman that she don't need to be texting all day, you're already behind. You're already behind. And then he's like, who you texting? Now she's like, nobody. Because she knows she's texting a dude. She ain't going to tell you. Women they're going to tell you half truths. They're going to lie. If they're doing something improper, it's so hard to catch them. They're good at what they do, and that's okay. She's probably been doing it for a long time. You caught her at the tail end. So just realize if your girl's texting another dude, but in this case, they make it to where Kevin was put in the friend zone. So every guy she was texting was friend zone. But hey, it's still disrespectful. Even if they're friend zone, and now in this case study, they want to juxtapose it to a guy she meets later named Ben. And Ben, she's like, texting on her phone, and he doesn't care. And then she comes home and she tells him, hey, some guy hit on me. And he's like, yeah, I expect it. He's like, you're hot. And she's like, really? You don't care that a guy? He's like, but he wants to take me out. And he's like, well, what'd you say? He goes, I hope you told him no. And she's like, well, I did, because I love you. And so you see how she's showing him she's invested in him. He ain't chasing, and she loves that. She loved that in Ben, but she didn't like when Kevin got all insecure. At that point, you're screwed. If you're telling your woman, don't be texting in front of me, women have already thought, they're so smart. And they've already thought way ahead that if this guy catches me, I'm done. And I thought and if they're willing to be caught, or there's a chance they will be caught. Because in evolution, when women didn't have a man, it's death. So if they're willing to be caught, or there's a possibility they're going to be caught, they already have chosen. They've already realized that you ain't the one. You know, you're good for now is basically, so deal with that. You know, it is not uncommon for women to use men as proxy weapons against each other as a way of finding out if a man is confident or insecure. Your job, as always, is to project strength and confidence. That's what we've always said in this book, strength and confidence. Now, I always say, a woman's not going to use proxy men to test a man she knows is King Daddy. So, again, oftentimes, what have I said in the West especially, and what have I said in the United States especially, is men date women that don't have enough interest in them. So we talk about stuff like this, you know. But if you date a woman that thinks you're King Daddy and you're everything to her, you know, and she thinks you're better than her, which is the way it needs to be, is she won't test you. She won't dare test you because she doesn't want to risk losing you at all. Okay. Your job, as always, is to project strength and confidence, even in the most, basically hard circumstances, or even in the most difficult of circumstances. Yes, or challenging. That's what it says. Challenging of circumstances. Exactly. Well, that's like, you know, everybody wants to be a frogman. They say in Navy SEALs, you know, not that I'm a Navy SEAL, but I know they say that stuff. Everybody wants to be a frogman on a sunny day. No one wants to be, you know, building a roof in the rain, you know. But the guys who know how to make money build roofs in the rain, you know, not just on sunny days, right? It is tempting to explode with rage, to call a woman out, to become passive aggressive. Ooh, that's the worst. And to use everything in the book to punish her. Yeah, I used to act like that when I had beta in me, you know. But that shows you got problems. You got, you know, if you're acting that way, understand the problem is you, not her. And she saw it maybe, you know, it doesn't matter. Just know you're going to fix it and you're going to do better next time. And you're going to get in that gym and you're going to work on your, you know, you're going to work on that ego and you're going to work on that insecurity. You're going to work on whatever, you know, weakness she may have seen. And you're going to work and make that man that he is going through this mentally stronger, because every battle you fight, you'll be mentally stronger, you know. The weak succumb to challenges. The strong get through them. No one wants to hear about your sob stories. So many people now, especially the Gen Zs or whatever, and there's some strong-ass Gen Z dudes, but there are some weak ones too, and they want to tell you all about their problems, how they're depressed, how they're autistic, how they're this. Doesn't matter, you know? No one wants to hear your problem. I can sit here all day and tell you all my problems, but none of y'all want to hear it, but y'all would want to hear how I got through stuff, because that's the story people love to hear. The I got through it. The how I overcame stories. Those are the ones people love to hear. And think about that. So no one wants to hear what you have to say until you get through something. All right? Let's see. You wanted to use everything in the book to punish her for making you feel jealous. Yeah, make me feel jealous. Don't punish. These reactions do nothing but reveal insecurity. That's what I just said. And emotional weakness. That's what I just said, so we agree. The only time you should worry about your woman leaving you for another man is when you allow feelings of jealousy to consume you. Well, that's not the only time, but you know, it probably is because you're weak, you know. You should worry when she's spending too much time with another dude, she's treating you poorly. You know, we know we're not being treated right. We know, we as men know when our girlfriend has changed. We know, we have very strong pattern recognition as men, trust me. And when you go, things just ain't right lately, that's a sign, okay? Jealousy to consume you. If you respond to jealousy with threats, tears, and moody behavior, don't be surprised if she doesn't want to stick around to see the show. Women don't care about a men's show, trust me. And they hate tears for men, you know. Trust me, they will not respond to that. It is better instead to handle the situation with indifference, absolutely. because that's the way they're going to be. You have to do the same. The opposite of love is not hate, is indifference. You can use humor to show her you are unafraid and unaffected by feelings of jealousy. The unattractive man lets jealousy consume him and destroys the relationship. The attractive man acts in a way that is counterintuitive and surprising, meaning, most men are beta. Most men will fly off the handle, but the attractive man, the attractive man is an adjusted man, is a strong man, is a confident man, is a man that knows he's going to have options, is a man that knows this is not the last woman in the world. No woman should be the last woman in the world for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can feel emotions for somebody. You can be sad, but you can always know, I'm gonna move beyond this. This is temporary. I'm a good dude. I'm going to go find a better woman. I'm going to go find a fabulous woman because I can attain that. And you have to work on that guy every day. All right? Anyway, that's all for now. We'll see you on the next one.